Okay, Becky, morning.
Morning, Ray.
So, we are doing a sweat check, sodium check. Can you explain a little bit how you do this? I understand you're a master in nutrition. You're from Australia.
Yes.
You were a professional runner.
A long, long time ago.
Yes. And I was searching around in Switzerland trying to find someone to measure how much salt you're losing while you're doing exercise, and I couldn't find nothing. So why is it so complicated?
Yeah, it's quite a specialized area, I think, and the endurance sports people are starting to look at this in a lot more depth now. I myself trained for an Ironman about 3 or 4 years ago, and I also couldn't find an area where I could measure my sodium levels.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain laboratories out there that do test it, but you have to you have to exercise, then collect your sweat, and then send it to these laboratories. And they're not 100% accurate, plus they take quite a while and they're expensive.
Expensive like what?
Up to $1,000
okay.
US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
What I did find though was I found these 3 gentlemen in the UK that use a sweat testing product or machinery that's used in hospitals for children with cystic fibrosis.
Mm-hmm.
They've managed to move this across into the sporting arena now, and we can collect your sodium levels without any exercise, without any blood tests, and your results happen within 15 to 20 minutes from the test.
Okay. Let's show me how you do it.
Yes,
so an athlete comes to you, he wants to find out how much sodium loss he has per hour, correct?
Well, what we actually measure is how much sodium you have per litre of sweat.
Okay.
We can't calculate how much you actually sweat, but the amount of sodium that you're actually losing within that sweat.
Within 1 liter.
Within 1 liter.
So are you recommending that the athlete goes to a home trainer and does a 1-hour workout and then measures, finds out how much sweat he loses?
Yeah, the best measurement for that would be exactly that. You weigh yourself naked before you start exercise.
With the water bottle?
With the water bottle.
Yes.
And then you do your 1 hour in a controlled environment on a running machine, measure the temperature.
What should the temperature be? 22, 25?
Well, as close to your competitive temperature would be the ideal, but yeah, around 25 is optimal. Then after you finish your session, you measure yourself again naked, and you see the difference between your weight is relative to the amount of water you've lost. So
very good. Okay, let's show how you do it. Okay, I'm coming to you. I want to find out how much sodium I'm losing. How are you going to determine this?
Okay, we just use these simple apparatus. We first collect, or we first stimulate your sweat glands by using these macro pods. So maybe you can hold that one for me, and I'll put this on.
So this stimulates
your sweat glands
with an electric current?
Yes. Okay. One actually stimulates the gland, and the other one is more just the conductor. So we actually take the measurements from the red.
How much is this device? How much did it cost?
To be honest,
don't know.
Okay. So what we tend to do here is we're collecting, or we're stimulating the sweat glands here now. Okay. This usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes. For this.
And then what else are you doing? What's this piece here?
This piece here is this tube rolled up. And we then collect the sweat from your gland. So once this is, I can do this now anyway.
Yeah, just do it. Show it to us. Because I had one one athlete I had last year, my coaching, and he was always kind of fading on long races. And I sent him to you.
Yes,
and he did the testing, and
yeah, we
now he's supplementing more 1,000 milligrams per hour competition, and he placed very well in the competition and qualified for Hawaii. I was very happy.
I think the main issue with the loss of sodium is that many people drink a lot of water, but not enough electrolytes within the water.
Yeah.
And everyone is different. Everyone loses a different amount depending on your chemical build-up. So yours is different to mine, and it has nothing to do with age, sex, or even fitness level.
Or even the amount of sweat you're losing. It doesn't mean if you're sweating a lot that you're losing a lot of salt. It doesn't mean it.
No, I've tested 2 women the same age, both doing Ironman events, the same height, the same weight. One lady actually lost 500 milligrams of sodium per liter of sweat, and then the other lady was losing 1,500.
Triple fold.
Yeah, and just you can't tell by looking at the person. So the person that lost 500, performance isn't really affected that much because normal electrolytes has enough to sustain her through her physical activity. But the one that loses 1,500 milligrams was highly affected in her performance, so she needed to know these numbers in order to get her figures right and her training right, and then again not deteriorate at the end of the race. Performance.
What's your recommendation? Let's say on my, we just measured now my sodium loss, and we have like 532 milligrams. So how do you preload? Do you also preload salt, knowing that, for example, I'm losing 532 milligrams of salt per 1 liter sweat? What do I do pre-race?
I think it's very important to preload, no matter what levels you are.
How much would I preload?
Up to 750 to 1,500 milligrams. I think
the day before.
The day before, even up to the hour before, is good. I think the reason for this is that you're actually building your blood plasma levels within your body. If you're just drinking water, then what the sodium does is, or the electrolytes, almost triggers, it allows the fluids to get into your bloodstream, which allows bigger muscle mass, which allows more oxygen to run through the body, allowing you to be ready for better performance. If you don't do this and you're just drinking fluids or not enough sodium in your body, all you're doing is increasing the amount of fluid in your gut, and you're just pretty much just peeing it out.
The point really also is to mention today is that those athletes who don't have that much experience before the race day, they know it's going to be hot the next day, so they have those PET water bottles and they constantly drink the whole day. I mean, this is very bad. If you're doing this, you're actually losing more salt and you're getting dehydrated.
Exactly.
And you're thinking you hydrate yourself, but in actual you dehydrate because this water is all flushing out all the minerals.
It's exactly, that's correct, Roy.
So nobody knows that, or it should be really distributed that don't drink too much before the race. Just drink what you feel like.
I think what's quite important about the sodium as well is that you've got to listen to your body. If you're having some sodium tablets, there's tablet form, there's powder format, there's all different types of variation, but you have to listen to your body. If you've had enough sodium, you can start tasting the salt, so you know that's when your body's had enough. And I think that's also important. If you're drinking water and you start to feel bloated, nausea and sick, that's also not good.
Funny, in my days when I was racing professionally, what I did, and when I swam in the open water in the ocean, just before I finished the swim, I took a big gap in my water. From the water, just swallowed.
And salt water?
Yeah, salt water. Just swallowed a few big ones. And in that case, I was happy to have enough salt, you know.
Okay.
So let's check. So this is on now.
Yeah, so what happens here is once it's collected, the sweat is collected within these tubes, and then it runs through the sweat chest.
Okay.
We've already done this, and we can see that Roy Hinnen loses.
We'll show this on the video so that you can see it. I'm losing 532 milligrams of sodium per liter per sweat.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
is it a lot? It's not a lot.
No, you actually are quite low. The average person loses between 800 to 1200 milligrams of sodium. So, and then if you're very high, it's up to 1500 plus up to 2000. So these are the people that you'll see in races that have, you can see the salt residue on their clothing. So if you're one of these people that when you do a lot of exercise and sweat a lot and you see that salt residue, it probably means that you lose a lot of sodium when you do sport, and you should probably get your sodium levels checked.
What would if I would do an Ironman, what would you recommend me to supplement in the race? Would you, if you are at 530, do I have to supplement still?
Yes.
I have to.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of the sodium tablets out there are about 250 milligrams of sodium per tablet. If you're losing on average a litre of liquid, of sweat when you compete, then that's already you know, two to three of those tablets per hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, interesting. So please, athletes, keep this in mind. I mean, sodium supplementation is a big issue if you want to perform long term.
Yeah, it's a longer distances.
Sodium is an electrolyte. You know, determines how much water you can take in, about the brain function, and. So this is a big issue. Please check it. If you have questions, write me down below. I can get you the address to Becky, and you'll get faster. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.